Hey everybody, welcome to another lesson. This is part 3 of lesson 24. Has to do with, I forget what it was, proportion, ratios, and percents, I think. I'll know when I write the description. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so the Tigers' ratio of wins to losses is 5-4. If the team continues winning at the same rate, how many games will the Tigers win in a 72-game season? So I encourage you to try and figure this out before I explain it. See if you can get it. Word problems can be a little confusing, so trying to think how they actually think is beneficial and see if you got it right or not. Excuse me. Okay, so how you do this is, let's read this one more time. The Tigers' ratio of wins to losses is 5-4. So we know that the total of games is 9. Okay? So, and the wins is 5. So, 5 wins out of 9 games. Okay? And how many games will the Tigers win in a 72-game season? 72. So, we use that wonderful formula that we will pretty much be using this whole page, which is multiply. Okay, this is the one we're looking for here. This is the missing variable. So we'll multiply diagonally towards the side with the missing variable. 5 times 72. Let's do this. 5 times 72. And then we will divide in this direction. Divided by 9 equals 40. So basically they played 72 games and they won 40 out of the 72. So that's the ratio. 5-9 is 40 over 72. So B is your answer. Okay, let's clear this canvas. Now number 15. A television station called 400 adults and asked the following question. Do you approve of the governor's new education program? The table below shows the results of the survey. So undecided is 16%, yes is 32%, and no is 52%. Of the people called, how many did not answer no? Well, we have no is 52%, yes is not no, obviously, so we'll include them, and undecided is not no, so we'll include them. 32 plus 16 equals 48. Okay. Excuse me. So we have, let's see, let's write the variables that we do know. We have 48 48% out of 100% have not said no. Okay, and we know that the total is a television station called 400 adults. Okay, so we know the total of adults called is 400. So I've said this on all my other videos that I actually do these, use this formula. Basically, this is the base. Okay, this is the rate, and this up here, which is the missing variable, is the part. Okay, so part of learning how to, or figuring out how to set these problems up this way is knowing those elements. The base will always be here. the bases, you can think of it as the unchanging amount, okay? That's not always 100% true, but generally yes, like the total amount, and then this will usually be, like the name suggests, part, okay, part of the total amount, which is the base. Then this will be the rate, which is the percentage out of 100. This will always be 100, okay guys? That is if we're doing percents and proportions. The ratios may be a little different, like you saw in the first question there. But yeah, it'll still be the same, like this: rates, base, and part, okay? So then we multiply diagonally towards the missing variable side, so 48 times 400 divided by 100 equals 192. So your answer is C there. Okay. And just to explain a little bit more, not to be long-winded, but the whole part base thing, how you can kind of tell is, for example, the base is the total amount, so a television station called 400 adults, okay, so we know that's 400 adults. We're trying to find what the part is, so the amount out of that total amount, which is 400, would be the part, okay? And the percentage, which is the rate here, is pretty obvious, okay? So that's kind of how you can think of that. So let's do number 16. The price of a carton of computer paper decreased from 25 to $20. What was the percent decrease in the price? Well, we have the base, okay, so it's $25, which is kind of the one that doesn't really change, but it changed to 20, which is now a part of the $25, okay, so change from 25 to 20, so we have the part and the base, and we have to see what was the percent decrease in the price. So the bottom one on this side will always be 100%, okay, and then we have to find, this is the missing variable, we have to find the missing variable. Let's do 20 times, multiply diagonally towards the side of the missing variable, 20 times 100, then divide this way here, divide horizontally, so divided by 25 equals 80. So we have 80% here. Okay, guys? So, as you can see, A would be your question or your answer. Now, number 17. 6 months ago, Sandra had 55 regular customers. Now she has 220. Now she has 220 as many regular customers as she had 6 months ago. How many regular customers does Sandra have now? So we have, let's see, so she had 55 regular customers, okay? That is the base, okay? Because that part didn't change. She still had 55 customers. And it changed by 220%, which is good for her. She's making more money. But anyways, this will always be 100, remember. So we know it went up 220%. So we'll put 220 is the rate that it went up by. Then missing variable, now we do the same formula. Multiply towards the missing variable diagonally. 220 times 55. Then we'll divide horizontally back to the 100 here. So divided by 100 equals 121. Okay. A lot of times when I first started doing these, I thought the larger number was always the base, but that is not necessarily the case. Okay, it's the number that you know. Well, like I said, the unchanged number. That's how I think of it. Okay, so 121 over 55 is the 220% increase. So that is, your answer is A on 17. Okay. Okay. Now number 18. If 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories, what percent of the calories in a Munchie's roast beef sandwich come from fat? Okay, so let's look here. A roast beef sandwich has 300 calories. Okay, and it has 6 grams of fat. Let me think of this first. Okay, so we know that the unchanging one, we know it has 300 calories of fat, or 300 calories. Okay, part of that comes from the 6 grams of fat, which is, each gram is 9 calories. Okay, so 6 times 9, figure out how many calories there are from fat. So equals 54. So this 54 comes from the fat. So we know that this is, let me see, what's the question again? What percent of the calories in a Munchie's roast beef sandwich comes from fat? Okay, so we have the 100 here. Then missing variable, same formula, guys, this way. 54, whoopsie daisy. 54 times 100 divided by 300 equals 18. Okay, so 18% of the calories come from fat. Let's see if there's 18 here. Yep, D is your answer there. Okay. Number 19. For every $8 in their budget, the park spends $3 on food. If their weekly budget is $704, how much do they spend on food each week? So here we have a ratio of 3 to 8. $3 out of $8 is for food. Okay. In this case here, we're actually doing a ratio, so we don't do 100%. Although this number does represent the 100%. It does represent 100% of the amount that we're talking about. Okay, this 704 is 100% of the weekly budget, so you can think of it that way. So again, same formula. We're missing the rate here. We have the part, we have the base, and let's get the rate. So 3 times 704, so multiply diagonally. 3 times 704 divided by 8 equals 264. So D is your answer for number 19, 264. and 64 is what they spend on their food. Okay. Now, Sudeth travels. Sudeth Travel estimates that 80% of its employees have more than 12 days of unsick leave. If 140 employees have more than 12 days of unused sick leave, how many employees work at the agency? So we see here that 140 represents 80 because she says Sudeth Travel estimates 80% of its employees have more than 12 days leave, and here it says 140 employees have more than 12 days of unused sick leave. Okay, so 140 is 80%. So we know if 140 is only 80%, that 140 represents the part. Okay. That represents 80%. And we know that this is always 100. So our missing variable is this one here. So we will multiply towards the side with the missing variable, then divide this way. So 100 times 140 divided by 80 equals 175. So 140 is 80% of 175. So C is your answer right here. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you appreciated it, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. Share it with anybody that you know that may be going through the GED. Math is typically what people have a hard time with, so this might help them out. Anyways, stay tuned for the next lesson, and see y'all later.